Welcome back everyone to the channel, and today I got another review for you guys. So actually I just started watching this anime. It's pretty good so far. Um the name of this anime is called Heavenly Delusion, and they got another name for it. It's called Tengoku Damaku. I guess that's like the Japanese name for it. So if you type in Heavenly Delusion and that doesn't pop up, but Tengoku does, then you're in the right place. So I believe like this aired like back in April of this year, but this is like a survival type of anime. But let's get right into it. So the whole backstory of this anime is like a disaster happened like years ago, which created like this apocalyptic type of outcome. So if you ever see these shows, which is The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, Attack on Titan, um The Promised Neverland, this anime will remind you of all of that. So as far as like The Walking Dead and The Last of Us, you got the abandoned buildings, people trying to rob other people, gangs killing people. You got not enough food to go around. Then you got these groups who try to give hospitality to people. This all will remind you of those two shows I just listed. Now, as far as like the apocalyptic outcome going on top of that, you got like these strange creatures going around, eating, killing anything that moves or comes near them. They will eat and kill you. So you got that weird stuff going around, and whatever you do, you would want to avoid these creatures. So as far as like what I said with Attack on Titan and The Promised Neverland, so within this anime you got like this facility. I guess after the whole apocalyptic type of outcome happened, they walled themselves off from the rest of the world, from the outside world, and they house these children. Now the children within this facility don't know nothing about the outside world. They not even sure if it exists. All they know is inside that facility. That's why I said this sort of reminds me of Attack on Titan and the other anime, The Promised Neverland. So they don't know what's going on the outside facility. But one thing I did notice, watching this anime, that the children inside this facility, they aren't normal children and teenagers. Because I don't know exactly how old they are or anything like that. But, from the looks of it, it looks like children and teenagers. So I noticed they not normal. Because basically it was a couple of incidents where some type of weird stuff was going on. So one of the kids, they climbed up to a really high point, right? For a normal person, if you climb up to a really high point and you fall off, you're gonna get seriously hurt or you're gonna die. So this kid or teenager climbed up to a really high point and they fell off, and they didn't get hurt at all. They just brushed it off. He just brushed it off like it was nothing and just started laughing and playing with the other children. And then you got this other kid who could basically climb on any surface, like no matter what it is. She could climb on any wall, anything. And then on top of that, you got this other kid. He's really good at drawing, but he drew something, and that one thing he drew like this creature, and that one creature that he drew appeared later on in that episode, or the next episode that I watched. It appeared in the outside world. So I'm just like, maybe he has the ability to draw things and they come to life on the outside world. I don't know exactly is how that works, but yeah, I after that I just was like, None of those children in there are normal. Now you got these two main characters, right? And one of the characters, his name is Maru. He's also, I believe, from that facility. And his ability is, whenever those creatures appear, he got this ability where he could touch them and they would just die. Like, whatever comes from his hand will go into the creature, like some DNA type of stuff, and they'd just die. So I'm just like, yeah, these kids, teenagers, are definitely not normal. Now, Maru's whole backstory, which I just found out, is he was an orphan, moving from place to place to place, and he basically had to listen to whoever was in charge in order for him to survive. So that's like his backstory. But he's on the outside world. Like, he's on the outside of the facility. And his whole mission is to find somebody, and I guess the facility told him that he gotta find them and stick them with a needle. And I don't know what's in that needle, but it sounds like bad news. And he's traveling with this girl called Karuko. Now, Karuko's whole thing is, that's not really Karuko, which they was like explaining, like, that's not really her, but she's supposed to be his bodyguard. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out part 1 of Heavenly Delusion. I am working on part 2, so it should be dropping tomorrow. In the meantime, we do have other reviews. Also check out our latest review on Jujutsu Kaisen. So far, I think that season is doing pretty good. And also with Heavenly Delusions, I give it a solid 8 or 9. And it reeled me in on the first episode. So stay tuned for part 2 that's dropping tomorrow. And we're out.